Elsewhere, Intergovernmental Authority on Development IGAD member states have been called upon to support and enable the implementation of children's policies in their countries by ensuring sufficient allocation of funds and enhanced human capacity in the children's department. Speaking during a joint consultation meeting on IGAD draft child policy, children representatives further called for the inclusion of children in the formulation and implementation of ratified laws and policies for efficient delivery and impact.
35 children drawn from 3 Intergovernmental Authority on Development member states, which include Kenya, South Sudan and Uganda, attending a joint consultation meeting on the IGAD draft child policy, have called for implementation of policies and laws in the 8 IGAD member states, including their respective countries.
When we enforce it effectively, the government that will be accountable for it, they enforce it for genuine, you see, not just because it's their responsibility. You know, they'll sign a treaty, they'll sign it, it will be their responsibility. Not just because it's their responsibility, but they do it genuine.
African member states, the quickest cure for any problem is come up with a law, come up with a policy. But when you now go to the general measures of implementation of these laws, of these policies, this is where we have a big challenge.
The meeting seeks to ensure that children understand their rights and the resources they have access to when these are violated, ensure that their views are heard and considered duly in the policy development, and that children are provided the opportunity to provide their insights on the needs and the challenges they face in Kenya, South Sudan and Uganda, as well as in cross-border settings, and propose solutions for policymakers. Stakeholders highlighted some of the key challenges that are a plague to children, especially in conflict zones, leading to displacement and child trafficking.
Like from Uganda, right now we are having the Karamajong, I don't know if you're aware, Karamajong children, girls have been trafficked all the way from Uganda to Kenya.
We've been calling for cessation of the conflict as a first step, but also saying that then the resumption of essential services for children, healthcare, education is paramount.
Many of the countries in the region are experiencing conflict. Climate change is another challenge, migration, forced displacement, and for us to really invest in the future of our generation of these children, there's a need for us to develop such kind of policy.
This comes as they urged governments to consider the allocation of funds to ensure the implementation of policies.
Most of the times we are not a priority. Unfortunately, children are, when it comes to budget allocation, it's like children are not a priority. So I take this opportunity just to talk and ensure that this time round will be considered.
We wanted to make sure that the child policy speaks to the existing national policy. We don't want to override the national laws and national policies, but we also want to complement the gaps and make sure that they go in line with the national policies and laws.
The meeting is happening under the framework of the East Africa Migration Routes Project, designed and supported by Switzerland and implemented by Save the Children to review the IGAD draft child policy. Serafina Robi for Legends Edition.